When we talk about digital crisis management, we need to first understand the battlefield. This slide outlines the 5 crisis archetypes every marketer faces, the fundamental categories of risk we must be prepared for. First, we have product failure/safety recall. This is the classic crisis. A physical or digital product fails, it causes harm, or it requires a massive, coordinated recall effort. The digital challenge here is managing the news cycle and customer panic online. Second is supply chain collapse. This isn't just a logistics problem, it's a customer expectation problem. When we can't deliver, customers air their frustration on social media, demanding transparency and timelines. Third, the most common, social media blunder. This is the self-inflicted wound, a poorly timed tweet, an insensitive ad, or an employee misstep. The crisis is immediate, viral, and demands a real-time, authentic apology. Fourth is the existential threat, data breach/privacy violation. This damages trust more than almost anything else. If customer data is compromised, we face regulatory fines and a PR nightmare that needs swift, clear communication about remediation. And finally, the emerging threat, deepfake/misinformation attack. This is when bad actors actively create false narratives, fake videos, or manipulated content designed to smear the brand. Our digital response must focus on immediate factual rebuttal and aggressively debunking the lie before it becomes truth. These 5 archetypes should be the foundation for your crisis preparedness plan. Now, let's dive into the first and most critical archetype, product failure/safety recall. We use the 1982 Tylenol tampering case as the benchmark, a true crisis that tragically resulted in 7 deaths. The scale of the company's response was unprecedented and is why it remains the ultimate lesson in loyalty building. They immediately executed a $100 million recall, pulling 31 million bottles from shelves, and pioneered the use of tamper-proof packaging, fundamentally changing the pharmaceutical industry overnight. Critically, the CEO demonstrated authentic leadership, appearing on national television to offer full transparency and remorse. This move was crucial in regaining public trust, which is the core of any crisis response. The result was incredible. Tylenol got their market share back in just 1 year. They didn't just survive the crisis. They turned a horrific event into a loyalty-building moment. The key takeaway, the lesson for us as marketers, is this simple but powerful equation. Speed plus transparency equals loyalty. A fast, honest, customer-first response is the only way to safeguard your brand's future. Let's look at our second archetype, supply chain collapse. This crisis is typically about failure to deliver, and the best case study here is the KFC UK chicken crisis in 2018. KFC's logistics failure was so severe they had to temporarily close hundreds of their restaurants because they ran out of chicken. The genius of their response was the full-page FCK apology ad. They took the expected public frustration and turned it into an incredibly clever, self-aware piece of marketing. Their tone was humble, human, and humorous, which disarmed their critics. They were owning their mistake instead of making excuses. The result? Because of the strength and authenticity of this campaign, their sales recovered in a matter of weeks. The lesson here is clear and crucial for any digital communication. When you fail, own the fail with personality. Use your brand voice to show you are human. A little bit of humor and a lot of honesty can turn a logistical nightmare into a viral marketing win. Let's move to the most frequent digital crisis, the social media blunder. This is the self-inflicted wound, such as an insensitive post during a global event. The critical challenge here is the velocity. These blunders can rapidly generate 1 million plus impressions in just 2 hours. That is how quickly a crisis can scale. The worst response is silence. In the digital age, silence is perceived as guilt or indifference, which immediately leads to massive boycott calls and a complete loss of control over the narrative. The proven fix is a 3-step action plan. Apologize immediately, authentically, and without excuse. Pause your scheduled content to avoid looking tone deaf. Engage with concerned users to show you are listening. Finally, we must acknowledge the looming threat, the 2025 risk. As we integrate AI into content creation, we face the challenge of AI-generated, tone-deaf content. We must build human oversight into our AI workflows to prevent algorithmic blunders from becoming our next crisis. The data breach/privacy violation crisis. When it hits, the damage is immediate and brutal. Overnight, 10 million plus customer records can be exposed. Think names, emails, passwords, payment details, all over the dark web before breakfast. Regulators don't wait. Fines under the AI Act, GDPR, CCPA, or local laws start raining in within days or weeks. The worst part? Public trust collapses fast. We've seen brands lose 40% of consumer trust in the first 24 hours after the news breaks. The only things that stop the bleeding are speed and transparency. Fix full disclosure within hours, plus free credit monitoring or identity protection for everyone affected. Prevention moved to a zero-trust architecture and continuous AI-powered audits so nothing slips through again. In short, a data breach isn't just an IT problem. It's an existential brand crisis that can erase years of goodwill in a single day. Lastly, the deepfake/misinformation attack, the fastest-growing crisis in 2025. Picture this. A hyper-realistic AI-generated video drops on social media, showing your CEO announcing mass layoffs, store closures, or worse. It's fake, but it looks and sounds 100% real. Within 3 hours, $2 billion in market cap can vanish. We've already seen this happen twice this year. Even your own internal AI detection tools often fail on the first scan because the newest models are that good. The fix has to be lightning fast and unmistakable. Release an authenticated counter video, signed with cryptographic proof or filmed with clear real-time markers. Flood every channel with a simple, verifiable fact check. Work directly with platforms to kill the original within the golden hour. By 2025, experts now estimate that 1 in 3 major corporate crises will be fully or partially synthetic, meaning deepfakes and weaponized misinformation aren't a future risk anymore. They're the new normal. If your crisis playbook still assumes all attacks come from real footage or real statements, you're already behind. Knowing these 5 risks is step 1, but managing them is where the pros stand out. If you want the exact blueprints and templates I use to neutralize digital threats, join me in my full course on Udemy. Just hit the link in the video description below. Let's turn your biggest digital risks into your brand's greatest strengths.